No. Why are you still static stretching? We dynamic stretch these days. Your face is great. Hey, Coach Ashley here at the Critical Bench Compound. I am joined with beautiful Erin Stern here with me today. And yes, we are talking about stretching, but before we jump into stretching, we're gonna give you something free real fast. We're gonna go ahead and give them some free jump ropes. Stop what you're doing, click that pinned comment below, get your free jump ropes, and then we're gonna talk about stretching. So I know I totally just joked about Erin's static stretching, and she 100% doesn't static stretch, but we wanted to talk about, as athletes, how we dynamic stretch or warm up, right? So dynamic warm up, dynamic stretch, I feel like we can use those interchangeably whenever, like, in place of each other, right? Oh, I dynamic warm up, I dynamic stretch. So you wanna go ahead and explain to them the difference between dynamic stretching or warming up versus static?
Yeah, absolutely. So your dynamic stretching or your dynamic warm up is going through an active range of motion. So you're not stopping, or you're stopping for a very short amount of time. I think you said, 5 to 8 seconds? And you're just gently increasing that range of motion. Whereas with static stretching, this is a stretch and hold. And typically we don't like to do this pre-workout. It can create micro tears, and Ashley,
it shuts down the nervous system, yeah. So what science has shown us over the last few years is that static stretching, I still have clients and I still have members who come in before the workout and I'm like, oh, I wanna pull my hair out, because what do, they come in and they're just doing this, and then they're doing this, and they're just going and holding like Erin was doing in the beginning. They're just touching the ground. I'm like, no, stop doing it, because what it does is, you think about it, static stretching, when held for over 10, 15 seconds at a time, it actually tells the body, okay, we're going into recovery mode. We wanna now regenerate, like we want these muscles to go to recovery mode. Literally exactly that. Shuts it down, shuts down the nervous system, and now we're transitioning out of a warm-up phase to go into your workout. The worst thing you wanna do is shut your muscles down when we wanna get them fired up. So as Erin was saying, like, we go through movement patterns, right? We go through movement patterns that we might be using that day, or maybe might not. Like, I still warm up my hips even though I'm hitting upper body, just because the movement pattern, just that dynamic motion, total body makes my body feel good every single time. So Erin and I had picked 3 of our favorite dynamic warm-ups, and I'll let Erin go ahead, and she showed me an awesome one with like kicking her legs. So starting with the hip circle, and then going into, I don't think we named this next one, but you're gonna wanna see this. So we'll go ahead and let her get through this.
Okay, so the first one is from my collegiate track days. Actually, all of them are. You wanna work on hip mobility. The first one is hip circles. So you're going to bring your knee up to your elbow and around and back, and you're just going to do about 10 circles. You can go 10 circles this way, and then of course, if we do the right side, we have to do the left side. So same thing on this side. And you can also throw in some fire hydrants. This is great. And one of my favorite ones is a side kick. So here, you just wanna go through that active range of motion. And each kick, you wanna focus on just getting a little bit more distance. And of course, other side too, I won't do it.
Oh, I know, I was standing right in front of the camera, so here we go. All right, so that's awesome. I mean, I love those, and honestly, if you start doing it, you're gonna feel it's kind of burning, right?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, is this a workout? No, it should feel that way, because what it's doing is activating those muscles. So if you're getting that feeling, guess what? You're about to train your glutes. Now they're awake. We're like, knock, knock, knock. Are you awake? Oh, you are? We feel warm? We're ready to train. All right, another one of, I guess, my favorite ones is 90-90, and I was showing Erin this one before. She's like, oh yeah, I know that. Probably didn't know by 90-90. Yeah, so we go 90 degrees on the front leg, 90 degrees on the back leg, and I like to take this opposite shoulder. Actually, I'm gonna do it this way so you guys can see. All right, so we're here, opposite shoulder to the knee, and I'm gonna hold 1, 2, 3. Again, don't hold these stretches any longer than 8 seconds. Notice my feet stay in the same place, and I'm rotating those hips in. 1, 2, 3. And again, feet stay in the same place. And as I start to feel more warm, I start to speed it up a little bit too. And I'm getting those hips in, and it feels so good. All the way through the IT band. I mean, it's not even just in the glutes, it's all the way through the leg, right? And then our final dynamic warm-up, which we both agreed was one of our favorite ones, right? That runner's lunge, or world's best stretch. So do you want to go through this one? You want me to go through?
We can go through, yeah, you do it perfectly.
All right, so runner's lunge, right? So whenever you come, I was telling Erin, I do these literally every day. Every day. I mean, even when I'm training my client, I do them with her. So when we're here, I'm gonna go to diagonal so you guys can see. I'm gonna start with this toe untucked, and I'm gonna drive this hip forward, squeeze that glute, and as I do, I'm gonna pull this hand up and over to stretch all the way into that psoas, getting it all the way down and then leaning right back down, placing the opposite hand down, tucking the toe, raising up. I'm gonna shift back this way. As I take this elbow down, this knee falls open, but my foot doesn't move, right? Knee falls open to open up this hip, elbow in, and then I get that T-spine rotation stacking. A lot of times people go like this and they just throw their arm back, right? But that rotation is incredibly important in your dynamic warm-up. Again, we're working the muscles and we're priming them for performance. So if you're very loose, I always say you play like you practice. So if you practice in your dynamic warm-up loose, you're probably gonna play loose in your lifting. So coming here, again, being very just disciplined in that stretch, getting that T-spine open, right back down, and stretch. And I do this about 3 to 4 times, 3 to 4 each leg. Again, the important part about this is not to stand straight up, it's to lean into it. You don't have to hyperextend the knee over the toe, right? It's all in the opposite leg, the knee that's on the ground. Squeezing the glute, again, reaching up and over. The tighter you squeeze that glute, the more you're gonna feel the stretch all the way into that psoas. Tucking the toe, raising the knee. Again, opposite side, allow that knee to fall open and intentionally rotate and stack. When you rotate, you're feeling it all the way through here. You're getting that T-spine nice and open. A lot of people can only go here, right? They can't even get here. And some people just throw their arm back right here and they don't know where the arm's going. They'll say, lay your arm, catch you on the backside. So there you have it, guys. This is our dynamic warm-up. As athletes, you should be doing this, or anybody who's training regularly, right? Or even if you're not training. I mean, if you're just at home and you didn't train that day, run yourself, especially through that runner's lunge, at least. Like, if you sit at a desk all day, like, you have to open up those hips.
And you can alleviate soreness, you increase circulation, and you just activate those muscles and get them working.
Yeah. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember, stop what you're doing, grab that free jump rope in the pinned comment below. Coach Ashley, Erin Stern, we'll catch you guys here next time.